Today we are celebrating my 1-year Braidloc anniversary. Y'all see I tried to do something with this little swoop over here? Okay, it's a work in progress. 1 year of ups, downs, and in-betweens, lessons learned, and I'm going to share everything with you guys today. Don't forget, I do have a Braidloc playlist here on YouTube that has documented everything from the installation, the reason why I chose Braidloc specifically, and everything up until this point. So be sure to check that out. If you're new here, hi, my name is Dr. Knox. I'm a doctor of nursing practice. I really focus on all things health and wellness. I have a curiosity and passion for all of it. But I do sprinkle in Braidloc content because it is very closely connected to that for me specifically. If this is not your first time here on my channel, welcome back. Thank you so much for continuing to support my platform. So let's jump right into it. Why did I choose Braidlocs? And how is it so interconnected with my health and wellness journey? So to give a little backstory, I am a 4C hair girly, if I had to put it on a grading system just for context. My hair has always been about shoulder length, and I didn't really do too much to my hair because my hair is very thick and dense. So styling it took quite a lot of effort. I do not have that styling gene, nor do I have a desire to learn how to do it. So other people were in my head doing my hair all the time. And honestly, it was getting costly, especially when moving out here to LA County. And I ended up I love my hair texture. I absolutely love my hair texture, but I found myself wearing wigs 90% of the time, and I just wasn't really feeling that. As it pertains to my health and wellness, I really wanted to learn how to swim. So I was like, I got to figure out something to do with my hair, with working out and sweating and all the different things, time consumption, and really just wanting to be authentic to who I am. Braidlocs really just, locks in general, made the most sense for me. I always kind of knew I would lean towards getting locks, but I always thought it would be something I did when I was older. I don't even know where that came into play. I honestly really wanted to continue to play with different styles. That's part of the Black girl magic. Crochet braids, knotless braids, boho braids, cornrows, wigs, all the different things. And y'all, I really wasn't even doing none of these things. I did my fair share of things over the years, but it wasn't like I was consistently changing up my hair for that to be a reason for me to not lock my hair. But I decided on Braidlocs when I was really adamant about learning how to swim, and I got to a point where my scalp was literally telling me stop putting wigs on me. Like, they just were not comfortable. I could not wear them like I used to. My scalp was just like, my scalp wasn't flaky or anything like that, but it was just like, I don't want to be covered up. Like, I want to breathe. And so I literally had to lean into that. It was my body telling me it's time. So I decided on getting Braidlocs. I could have gone the route of getting 2-strand twists. I could have gone the route of doing coils. I felt like Braidlocs for me was the best option, simply because I knew my hair would swell a lot and have a lot of shrinkage, and I feel like Braidlocs helps to combat some of those things. I also knew that slippage would probably be a thing for me, so Braidlocs has honestly helped prevent a lot of that from happening as well. And initially, I was never really apprehensive about it. I was kind of like curious about how my journey and my process would go, but I was never apprehensive or feeling on the fence about the decision itself. And my journey has definitely evolved over the year, but nothing too drastic or crazy. So I specifically decided to wear this shirt today. It's literally a Nike dry fit shirt that I got from a thrift store. It was a long story. I was traveling with my family and I forgot, somehow my suitcase got left at the house. And so I had to go buy literally everything. So I ended up hitting up TJ Maxx and thrift stores, and this is one of the things that has just rocked with me. But I wore this shirt in particular today for filming this video because the day that my installation was complete for my Braidlocs, I had this shirt on. So I was like, oh, I'm going to insert a little clip here of my finished installation of my Braidlocs, and literally same shirt. I was so happy. I'm still so happy now. So I decided to dress the shirt up a little bit with my little earrings. So just a little full circle moment. Now, over the year, have I experienced any changes in my hair texture, my hair length, etc., etc.? As you guys can see from the video, my hair is definitely thickened back up. It was very thin, but it was also thin because I did install my braid locks on blow dried hair, and so once I wet it, it definitely got a little bit more voluptuous. But now this is like, okay, I'm starting to see some of my thickness back, which I really enjoy. I know that I have kind of been in the budding phase. It hasn't been too crazy, once again, because I've had braid locks, and I'm not mad at that at all. I will say lengthwise, I don't feel like you can see a lot of my length, but I definitely attribute a lot of that to the fact that my ends are still loose. And as you know, with 4C hair, with hair that is very tightly coiled, you're gonna see the shrinkage, okay? But the length of like the part of my hair that is from the part where I braid lock to all of the interlocked part, I have such a good amount of growth. I just don't feel like it's visibly something that you can tell right now because my ends are still really tightly coiled and they're shrunken up. I do believe that in year 2, you guys will start to see, you guys and myself, we'll start to see a little bit more length come into play, which I'm looking forward to. Now, when it comes to challenges, the only real challenge that I would say that I didn't expect and that I have occurred more than once is really has to do with grid pattern, hair density and location, and not really having a sound foundation for a lock to really shine in its full glory, so to speak. And what I mean by that is in the front of my hair, so mainly here on both sides around my temples, my hair is much more fine in those areas, and I think that was not necessarily taken into consideration when doing my braid locks, installing my braid locks. Some of those areas, the braid locks were so tiny that once my hair started to swell a little bit and mature, it became too heavy. So I have had to combine quite a few locks in the front here on both sides. Nothing crazy. If I had to take a rough estimate, maybe 6 to 10 on this side, and that side have been combined in totality. And I have over 500 locks in my head, so I was okay with that. So I don't think I really have experienced much slippage. I think most of it has been braids that were too tiny when installed that could not handle the weight of the lock maturing, so I had to combine them. But I think I'm kind of past that. I think I have reached a point where everything has a solid foundation, everything is ready to grow and to thrive, and so I don't think I will have to combine anymore moving forward in the future. But that is something to take into consideration. Some people, their hair is more fine in the back, so I would make your locks, the grid pattern, a bit thicker in those areas as opposed to doing the opposite. You think, oh, it's a finer section, I'm going to create the lock smaller, when really you should probably make it double the size. I haven't really dealt with a lot of frizz. I think that's in part because I have braid locks, and really the only frizziness that I get is when I'm in need of a retie, and I may have some frizziness at my roots, and even that is very manageable. And because I have so many locks, it's not really something that's extremely noticeable, not to me at least. And I've spoken about this before, but my only other real challenge has been styling. Y'all see I did my little swoop today, but I really don't do much in terms of styling my locks, and that is something I want to play around a little bit more with this next year. So what is my current hair care routine? It's very simple. Literally, I don't do anything on a daily basis. That deserves a round of applause. And I think the most that I do is maybe once, maybe twice a week, I'll spray my hair with water just for hydration, especially depending on the season during the winter and cooler months. And if I'm traveling places where it's a little bit cooler, I definitely need to spray a little bit more frequently, but I don't spray my hair with water on a daily basis or anything on a daily basis. Maybe once a month, I may spray and add a little bit of a light oil throughout my hair, but that's very minimal. It's not something I do routinely. The most that I can say I do on a daily basis is when I'm going to sleep, I do put on a satin bonnet or a satin scarf. Sometimes when I forget, I don't feel too bad because I have satin pillowcases, but that's the only thing that I would say I do consistently on on a daily basis. My only tip for that is to do what works for your hair. There's so much information out there about what to do, what not to do. And I do think it's important to know some of those things, but ultimately you have to do what your hair is responding best to. Because I know some people say in the beginning not to spray your hair with water, but my hair really needed some moisture. Sometimes if it's stuck in a certain way and I want to play around with how I'm going to part my hair, I need to spray it so it will lay in a certain way. And I don't see that it's had any negative effects on my hair. And at first I wasn't washing my hair at all. I was only getting my hair washed when I would go for my retie, and whoever was doing my loctician at the time would wash my hair and do everything, and I wouldn't wash it again until then. She told me that she does recommend that I wash it at least once in between my reties. So now I do aim to wash it, or at least co-wash it, at least rinse it really well once every 3 weeks. So I do it 3 weeks. 3 weeks later I get my retie. She does it 3 weeks. I do it 3 weeks. I get my retie. So that's kind of the schedule that I've been on. A little bit of Q&A. I want to make sure I put this in here. My lock count is clearly over 500. I have not, and I will not count my locks again. Unless my sister wants to like do it for some odd reason, I would let her do it. But otherwise, I don't feel like I would count it again. I just know I have probably like 550, at least 540 micro locks, braid locks. Have I experienced any slippage? I think I've experienced one slip, but it was a tiny one that was right in the front, and I just braided it back. But other than that, I haven't experienced any slippage, which I think I can attribute mostly to the fact that I have braid locks. It's braided, so it's such a tighter structure, so that it's not slipping so much, and the fact that my hair is 4C and really thick and dense. Did I ever braid and band? I've never braided and banded. A part of me wants to say that it was just me being lazy. I just did not have the desire to braid and band. No one ever really stressed to me that I should braid and band, so it's not something that I ever did. And my retie frequency is on a 6 to 7 week schedule. I was doing 7 weeks to try to space things out, but I realized I need to be going in sooner than that. And so now I go every 5 to 6 weeks. It just works better for my hair, especially wanting to keep up with these finer hairs in the front. I think going every 5 to 6 weeks has helped better with that growth and keeping those locks more stable so that they're able to grow and flourish and get long. And do I get tender-headed with my reties? Oftentimes, no, I don't get super tender-headed, but there have been maybe 1 or 2 reties where I left and I'm like, oh my gosh, my head feels tight. I don't know if that's because there were more loops that needed to be made or anything like that. I really don't be paying attention when I get my reties done, unless she's like wanting me to focus and see a certain thing. Typically if I've had a lock that needed to be combined with another one. But other than that, yeah, I'm watching TV during my reties. I did this for ease and for freedom, so I'm not one of those lock girlies who's paying that close attention, if I'm being honest. All of the other questions and things that you guys probably want to know about if I color my hair, other things that I've learned along this journey are in the playlist. So I definitely encourage you to watch those videos. And if you simply just don't want to watch them and you have questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section below. I really do respond to each and every comment, but I just wanted to create this video to celebrate. I really wanted to celebrate my 1-year milestone. And so I want to thank you guys. My braid lock videos do very well here on YouTube, in my opinion. So thank you guys for supporting this type of content that I create. If you have any suggestions, any guidance, I'm open to hearing that. But this year, honestly, I just plan to play in my hair a little bit more, to style it a little bit more, especially now that I feel like the grid in the front is where it needs to be. I am excited to just test out different styles. And I'm saying that, and a part of me is like, girl, you're not going to do nothing. So don't hold me to it. But it is something that I want to get into and try a little bit. I've seen a lot of like lock jewelry. I'm not sure that I feel comfortable doing it yet. I don't want something getting stuck in a braid lock. So we'll see about that. But as far as styling, I definitely want to try more of that. I don't often do my edges. My forehead is small. I don't want to take hair out of those locks. But now that it's been a year, I may experiment a little bit more with it. So definitely stay tuned. I'll keep creating content with braid locks specifically at least once a quarter. So I hope that you guys continue to enjoy and support my platform here on YouTube. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We are almost to 1,000 subscribers, and I'm so excited about that. So if you have not done so already, already, do that. Subscribe here to my channel so that we can watch this thing grow. We can watch my hair grow and my channel grow, okay? Until the next video. And really quickly, if you are contemplating getting locks, 100% do it. You can always cut your hair. You can always start over. You can always comb out your locks. For at least a year, I just want you guys to experience the freedom and the ease that comes with it. It is unmatched. It is unmatched. I know some people are like, oh, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet. A lot of people, y'all wearing wigs anyway. Start your locks and wear your wigs on top of it if you really feel called to do so. But this is a word of encouragement to anybody out there considering it. I definitely highly recommend it for sure. I've been on vacation. I'm just like, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to plan. Like, I can just do different things to my hair. And I can only imagine that as my hair gets longer, that's going to be even more of a benefit. I can play with different styles, throw it over one shoulder and all the different things. So I am excited and looking forward to the journey. I really want to embrace just my natural hair. Like I said in the beginning, I love the natural texture and thickness of my hair. So I really wanted to showcase that moving forward in life. And this has allowed me the freedom, the flexibility, and the affordability to do so. Natural hair is beautiful. Natural hair is beautiful. And this is just a very easy way to segue into embracing it more without the challenges of having to deal with loose natural hair. But if you're dealing with loose natural hair and you love it, by all means keep doing that, because I love watching that content too.